Welcome back to Once Upon a Sister. I'm Faith.
I'm Rosalie.
And we're your hosts. So this week we're going to do, we did it I think our third or something episode.
Yeah.
Where we guessed.
Actually, it was our second episode.
Was it really?
Yeah.
So it's guessing some of our most liked books from their 1-star reviews. So we're doing Goodreads reviews. I thought about what we're doing. I was like, oh, should we go from Fable ever? But I don't know.
I feel like it's hard with Fable. I don't know if you can go to a 1-star tab
you can.
on there.
I did. I looked because I wanted to see, but yeah, so that's what we're going to do. And we did this before, and I really enjoyed it, but we kind of said, it was depressing.
Fun, but I think something was up with me then. I don't know if it was in my luteal
No,
phase
that's what I was saying, because we were looking for the reviews, and it was a little bit depressing, because, we're looking at our favorite books and just seeing people trash them. And it was
I think it just hit me way too hard.
But I think that because it hit her harder, she was like
I felt
she was drained.
Depressed and drained at the end of the day. And so when it came to this one, I was like, okay, I'm going to space it out, and every day I'll look at one book and find the reviews instead of doing them all at once. But then I ended up sitting down and did them all at once, and I felt fine. So I don't know if it was just I was more
I think
prepared.
you're in your luteal phase when that happened the other time. But also when we were doing the first episode, I was like, I guess she misunderstood me because it was hard to find one review that really would help. So I started looking for 3, and 2 more funny, and then one that kind of actually gives a description where you can guess from. And once I started doing that, it was fine. And she didn't really do that as much.
Funny stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think this time is going to be so much more fun. Anyway, did we really explain? We're going to be reading each other 1-star reviews of books that we enjoyed or liked.
Or loved. Our 5-star review books. And ones that we just really liked. And then we have to guess. So she chose 8 and I chose 8, and we're going to read them to each other. But before we do that, what have you been reading?
Okay, so I've been reading this one book. I can't remember what it's called. I found it on Libby because I was needing an audiobook. It's called... Oh, of course, my Libby
Libby's
doesn't
not going to work.
It's called 7 Summer Weekends by Jane L. Rosen. And I assume it's a romance book, but honestly, I feel like it's pretty half and half romance and I don't know. It's definitely a romance book. But anyways, there's this girl. What's her name again? It starts with an A.
49% in, you don't know the...
No, I literally just had it on the tip of my tongue. Addison. Her name's Addison, and she's one of those people who loves her job and just wants to be high up
career
in there.
girly.
But anyways, she's on a Zoom meeting, and her assistant to message back and forth during the Zoom meeting and not necessarily make fun of people, but they don't like their boss because he's
the wrong thing or something.
Yeah, her boss is a nepotism baby and got everything in the company because his parents started it and everything. So during the meeting, she says something about him being a nepotism baby, and it goes to the actual Zoom chat. So she gets fired, and she was about to get the promotion she wanted and all this stuff. So then she's I don't know what to do. But in the midst of her recovering from losing her job, she gets a letter that her aunt died and left her the beach house that she owned. And it's
dream.
A beach house that she rents out during the summer. So every weekend she has someone different. So they're you can sell it if you want, but you have to hold through for these 7 weekends. So she's going to the beach house and preparing, keeping the guests there and preparing the house for the guests for those 7 weekends. It's been good so far. It's fun. It's just a fun little summer read.
A little palate cleanser.
Yeah, but I like it, and I feel it's not been, I'm almost 50% through, 49. And the romance is there, but it's not super heavy. It's not super fast paced with the romance. But I am still enjoying just you kind of get to know the backstory of each guest that comes each weekend. Cause it's the aunt kind of set it up and set up the guest for that whole summer cause she knew she was about to die. So it's kind of sad, but I don't know. It's really fun. So I like it so far. And then I'm also reading, I just started, actually wait. I don't remember what it's called either. I found it on Kindle Unlimited. It's a sports romance. It's called The Golden Goal. And I heard it's no spice. So I literally have only read the first chapter, but I'm just starting it. I'm going to see how it is. Sometimes you want a sports romance, but I don't want to read all that spice. Or I don't want to have to try to skip all the spice. So this one I heard doesn't have much. So I'm going to read it and I'll let you guys know.
Fun. I was telling her last month was my biggest reading month of the year. In April I read 15 books, and it's already mid-May and I've only read 4 books. To be fair, they're all 600 to 700 pages. So I guess if you split those in half, it would be 8, but still yeah, it's been a slower month for me, but I think it's because I'm reading a heavier fantasy
books.
series.
You're also making your way through a series. So I feel like
that slows me. Like it's not slows me down, but it's like
it's a lot.
I don't know. It's a lot.
Fantasy series.
So I'm reading if you've been following along, I've been reading through the Red Queen series. I'm now on the 4th book, which is War Storm, which is the longest so far. And I literally just started it yesterday. I'm on like chapter 4. So, but oh my gosh, this book series, the chapters are so long.
We were sitting on the couch the other day, and she's like, "This next chapter is 75 minutes."
No.
Like,
ridiculous.
That's not real. Like, that is not okay.
So what is the reason for that, Victoria Aveyard? Like, tell me, or is it Aveyard? I don't know how you say your last name. Tell me the reason for that, because
that's
sometimes I'm like, but
like, it's not the biggest deal, but there is something about like when you click, especially when you're on the Kindle, because you can see how many pages.
I feel like
how
it
much
helps
amount
me
is left.
More motivation
to
because you know how you're like, oh, one more chapter, 78 minutes. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Like when I see 5 to 9 minutes, I'm like, oh, we got this.
A little quick
75 minutes.
No. So yeah, I'm on War Storm, and the way that the last book, King's Cage, ended, it's kind of sad. A little sad thing happened, and a little bit frustrating. And so it's like, you know, I guess you could say it was like the 3rd act breakup of the series. So I'm like,
fantasy version.
Yeah, fantasy version. So I'm a little bit like, ugh. Conflict, you know, it's annoying, but I know it's all going to work out in the end, I'm assuming, but it's just in this part right now where it's like, okay, why? But I'm excited to see how the series ends. I really can't talk about it without just spoiling so much, so that's that. If you read the series, did you like it? I know it's like a loved
series.
Yeah,
that's an older one too.
Yeah, and then after I finish this, I am going to continue something the Prison Healer. I just haven't.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say I just finished Prison Healer like last Saturday, and I really liked it. Like I rated it at 4.5. It wasn't quite a 5, but I really liked it.
Yeah.
Even though it was a slower paced book, it was kind of nice.
Yeah.
It was nice to not like be running around so much and just like get to experience the I don't know.
Yeah.
And also wasn't super heavy on the fantasy, but I really liked it.
Yeah, it was I feel like it was more character driven than like backstory or world building, but and also
the twist too got me.
Yeah.
Like all those twists.
And I also just finished The Tenant by Frida McFadden like yesterday or the day before, which is her new book that just came out like a week and a half ago or something like that. And it was good. I liked it. It was way better than The Crash, her one that came out in February. The Crash was a crash. Like, it was... I did not like that one.
What was wrong with it?
Just listen to it and you'll know. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it was just annoying. It was annoying. It was... I don't know how to explain how... It just was not it. And in the reviews, all pretty much everybody agrees.
Yeah, I've seen them.
And, but this one was good. And it was the first book by her I read where it's like male driven. It was like 70% was just from a male perspective, which was interesting when I first went into it. But I liked the book.
Speaking of, before I came over, I saw a TikTok and it was this girl and she's like, "Why would a man be there?" She's like, "Frida, why am I in the mind of a man this whole book? Like I don't want to hear about this man and his thoughts and like what he thinks about all these people." Like, get me.
But it was oh my gosh, compared to The Crash, it was so much better. And
do you understand what I meant? Like why it was not comical, but like at some points I was just laughing with the things that he was going through. Yeah. This man is going insane.
This man is like losing it. He's basically like all these things are happening and he can't. No one believes him.
Yeah,
and he like he looks like he's crazy, and he's like. He's having to explain himself. He's like, it's not me, but like, it looks like it's him. So it's like, and it literally has you because if you've read her books before, a lot of times you know that
second guessing too. Yeah,
yeah. A lot of times, like you end up finding out that it's an unreliable narrator. So the whole time I'm like, is he imagining this? Like so.
Yeah.
But it was good. I liked it. Yeah. So anyway, I was a little.
What are you guys reading? Let us know.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna get into. I'm really excited to do this.
Like, it's fun. This is so fun. I love doing these. We literally
did it like 2 months ago. We were like, let's just throw it in there.
It's just fun. I don't know. Like,
yeah.
Okay, let me go. Do you want me to go first or you?
Sure, if you want.
Okay.
Let's lock in.
Okay, ready? I don't want to hear about mustard ever again. There was so many TikTok references in here. I wanted to die. Please touch grass. I was like, I haven't read this book, so I was like, I don't know if this will make sense.
I feel like it's slightly ringing bells, but mustard?
Okay, ready?
Okay.
I cannot believe this has a 4+ star average. 1 star or 1.5 star, but demoted to 1 for the multiple ACOTAR references.
Oh, okay. I know.
Last one is the irony of book title is that I'm doing my best to forget it.
It's Say You'll Remember Me by
Yes.
Abby Jimenez. Okay, I will say the beginning, like first few chapters, there are quite a few ACOTAR references, but it goes away. Also, that's just like kind of how Abby Jimenez books are. Like, if you've read them, the beginning of her books are very like lighthearted and fun and like comical, and you're having a good time. And then like halfway through, like you start to get to know these people more and like what's actually going on in their lives, and it starts getting deeper and heavier.
The
So-
reviews on this book, people, the 1-star reviews, because if you go into Goodreads, you can click like 1 star for the book and see only the 1 star. So that's what we do. And oh my gosh, people hated this book. Like,
Yeah.
I know a lot
I
of
think
people
it was
did,
like not
but-
one of her most favorite, but like I really enjoyed it. And little girl, like she works with a mustard company, like she's gonna be talking
Okay,
about
that's
mustard.
why.
No, she's
I was
literally like the social media advertising person for
For
their
a
mustard company. So she has to like talk about it.
That is so funny. I was like, I don't know what this means, but hopefully you'll remember.
No,
and-
literally when you said mustard, I was like, that sounds so familiar. Like I read something about mustard, but I could not think. Okay, let me pull up my notes so I can remember.
when we
what
do these, I always forget that I'm gonna have to be guessing.
No,
too.
yeah.
Like,
Literally,
I'm
I'm
like, okay, Rose is gonna guess these, and I'm like, oh wait, it's my turn.
Okay. Well, I think kissing someone and then ignoring them for 2 days because you saw them talk to another man is a perfectly reasonable and mature reaction and strong foundation on which to start a healthy romantic relationship.
What?
Kissing someone and then ignoring them for 2 days because you saw them talk to another man.
Why is this so
I
familiar?
feel like you're going to get it from this second one. If Wyoming State hoped to up its tourism with cowboy romance propaganda, this book has convinced me otherwise.
Oh, it's Lost in Lasso.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was when I read that, and they like immediately. Well, because she was flirting with him.
Yeah.
That's what happened in the book. Like they kissed, and then she the next day is like runs into a guy that she
Used to know.
used or like is around sometimes, and they have like kind of a flirtatious friendship, and so she was like flirting with him,
Yeah.
and then he ignores her for like 2 days, which honestly I kind of get.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, dude, don't be kissing me and then like flirting with someone else. So
Yeah.
What was? Did you have another one for it?
I had the last one, but it was I don't know why, but this author is just rewriting the whole plot of Heartless in the most loser way. The next book is just going to be a rewritten version of Powerless, no plot, just smut, boring. It's like, okay, there's plot to her books.
No, I like Lila Sage's books. I don't
I
know.
know.
That's funny.
They're really fun. That was all.
Okay,
It's like
wait.
hard because I have to like think back to books that I've read recently and like,
Okay, ready?
okay.
The writing was pretty, but I'm also pretty. At least I have something to offer. Oh, we did the same
Yeah,
book?
I have the
No!
But I can't remember what it was.
Okay, I'll give you another
Wait,
one.
oh wait, is it Divine Rivals?
Yes. Wait, let's see. I'm going to read all of them. Like if two teens met on Christian Mingle and then whined constantly. I knew. That's as hard as we don't tell each other. So I'm like, I tried to pick books that only she read, but some of them I was like, the
Yeah,
last one I
so
wrote
one of
was
the other ones
she
I-
writes letters like I did when I was heartbroken at 13 over my Minecraft boyfriend.
I was so scared. Like I didn't do that until my last book because I
That
was
is
like, okay, I'm just
so
gonna do
funny.
it. But yeah,
Listen to this review. She writes letters like I did when I was heartbroken at 13 over my Minecraft boyfriend. When I read that, I cracked up. That's the thing is, like, when I was reading some of these reviews, I was like laughing out loud.
how do y'all think of this stuff? The last one I screenshotted for that was like, I don't get the hype. This was boring. It was not epic. It had no power of love. Everything in this book was on the surface. Nothing really went deep. Most of the fantasy was about a typewriter. The enemies to lovers was non-existent, and Roman was a liar and very annoying.
People are such haters. I liked that book a lot.
Also, like, maybe he lied about one thing, but like, it wasn't as if you haven't lied to anyone in your life ever. Ugh,
but
I
it was
knew that
also like the
gonna
reason he
happen.
was lying was I feel like was like kind of justified because their
No, yeah.
relationship before.
But also, like, they weren't. Okay.
Okay.
Hopefully, okay. Now, this book I'd actually burn. With a cruel smile playing on my lips, I watch as the merciless flames devour the book. Watch as the edges of the pages singe and then turn black. Watch as they slowly crumble to ashes, which blow away with the wind. I turn around and walk away.
Does it have to do with burning?
I mean, what do you think? I can read the second one.
Okay. Where's the next
Second one is so brutal. I'm like, are you okay? It's take a typical American sociopath alpha male butthole and chop off his man parts, tack on some boobs, and pronto, there's your currently so much adored strong female. When I read that, I was like, you hate this girl that much?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, the last one is really boring. Nothing exceptional happens. Genuinely, she did nothing except run away from the mutant things and have everyone else kill each other until, wow, she's the top 3. OMG, she's so good. Whoa. She won. Naturally, big surprise there, right?
She's the top 3. Is it Lightlark?
No.
Is it Hunger Games?
Yeah. I felt like that last one, like, I was like, it doesn't give too much away. You'd have to guess more.
The second review about Katniss?
They were so brutal.
She's a 16-year-old girl.
No, I'm like, she's not some sort of, like, strong alpha female, like
She's
also,
shoved
like,
into a situation she doesn't want to be in.
no, them being, like, her just letting everyone else kill each other and just, like, running away. Like, do you want to go kill people in a game?
That's the whole thing about the Hunger Games. That would be my strategy. Rue did the same thing. Go hide up in the
literally.
trees.
I don't want to kill anyone. I'll just let y'all do it. And then when it comes down to the last person, like, I don't know what's going to happen.
Do the way people, like the way they're sitting there in the comfort of their own home writing that little review, I'm like, if you were raped in the Hunger Games, what would
that
you
would be
do?
such a stressful situation.
Oh my gosh, people were so mean. She's also like I said, she's a 16-year-old
Yeah.
girl. Like,
Also,
okay.
it's crazy going back to reading the Hunger Games reviews because all of the reviews are like 12 years old, 11 years old.
Oh
like,
yeah,
they are
from when it
so
first-
old.
Yeah.
And it's just very interesting to read like a review written back then. I don't know.
Yeah.
Such
It
a
is
while ago.
interesting.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Charming, hilarious, profound. 3 things this book believes it is, and I disagree. Hated it.
I have no idea.
Okay. This, I don't know which one to read because I feel like you'll get it from either one.
I like numbered all of mine.
This book just made me anxious, which was probably the point.
Anxious people that
The next review is, this book should have been called Annoying People. Unrealistic, so repetitive. The police interviews were simply ridiculous. Borderline stupidity is what's considered humorous in this novel. When it
that's
was
like the point.
when it was like, this book just made me anxious, which I guess was that made
Because
me
like the
laugh.
premise of this book is there's an apartment viewing going on, and all these people are in the apartment, and then all of a sudden,
Why in my mind did I assume it was like a bank robbery situation?
it is. So there's all these people in this apartment, and all of a sudden this guy comes in and he has a gun, and he just tried to rob the bank down the street, but they were catching
Oh.
him, so he ran to this apartment, and then he locks the door and he locks everyone in with him. And so basically it's just like a stakeout situation where they're in there and the police are outside like waiting for this guy to come out. So you kind of follow
A
them.
standoff.
Yeah, you follow the whole book like of them inside the apartment, and like obviously they're in there for a while, so like people start talking, and like the bank robber guy is just like, he's not even confident in himself, so he's like so like everyone's just like getting food out, like chatting, like they're all just like sitting and hanging out. But and then you also get like the police interviews of the after, when they're interviewing all the people who were at the viewing. But I don't, it never made me anxious. I'm like, obviously everyone's okay, like you know
Yeah.
from the beginning that everyone's okay, and like this is just kind of a stupid situation.
That's funny.
Okay, next one. Okay, you know how food tastes bland when you forget to add salt to it? This is the book equivalent of that. I feel like from this next one, you gotta really think about the words I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Yeah, this did not serve.
Wait. Did not serve.
This did not serve.
Okay.
We kind of talked about this last week.
Did not serve. Is it something I've read recently?
No.
Okay, what's the next one?
Okay. The only good thing about this book was to choose the most suitable name for the FMC, because it is in complete accordance with what you are going to feel as you navigate the pages of the story and pray to all the existing gods above to give you strength to get over the next growl, knot, or horrible tech joke misery.
Is it the fake me?
No.
Wait, growl.
Growl, not, or horrible tech joke. Misery.
Is it Bride?
Yeah.
Okay. Because the fake mate is a wolf situation
Yeah.
too. So,
But
okay.
like Bride was the one I did. No, there were so many reviews where it was like, this was not it. This
But
did
like not
serve-
is
but
in
they're talking about, like,
K-N-O-G. I was like, not. I don't know. It's just a fun time because it was also like forced marriage. So that's like one of
I
my
really
favorite.
like that one. And then she's actually about to release a second one with. Do you remember in Bride there was a girl who was like not accepted in their, like she was like half wolf, half human, I think.
Yeah.
So Allie Hazelwood's releasing a new book about her. So this is like the first time, well, not necessarily, but it's like they're both going to be connected in a way
Yeah.
because it's the
What's
same
it called
universe.
again? Mate.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. October 7th. There's so many books coming out.
Yeah, October.
September, October time. Like, geesh.
We don't know what we're going to pick for book club.
I know. I'm excited to read that. I don't
Yeah.
know. I liked Bride.
I
It was-
really
it
liked
was fun.
Bride.
Okay.
It wasn't, I don't know. I feel like it was a good, like, not too heavy on the supernatural.
The first review I have for this book is reading this was a form of self-hatred. The way people just write little reviews like that, I'm like, that's
Also, when it comes to this, I'm like, just put the book down. Why are you
Yeah.
reading the book for so long? You know you don't like it.
yeah. Okay, next review is Book Talk is book talking again. Oh my gosh. Can't believe I wasted 3 days on reading about an insecure, overdramatic 30-something-year-old woman who, of course, is a cat owner.
Is it a romance book?
Yeah.
Insecure, dramatic cat owner?
I'm going to read you the next review. It has the book title on it, so I'm going to blank it out and then
Okay.
I'll blank, blank, and blank if I never have to read anything like this ever again. It's the book title.
Oh.
I can say it, but it'll tell you what the book is.
Have I read this recently?
Yeah, it was like in the past couple months. You were really excited about it. And you like went and bought it somewhere because you saw it and you'd been wanting to get it.
Oh, blank, blank, blank. So it's a 3-word title?
Yeah.
Is it all the same word?
No. Blink, blink, and blink. I don't have it.
Oh. What is this? It's a romance book?
Yeah.
Is it an author that I read a lot of books from her?
Several at least. It's the third and like interconnected.
Beg, Borrow, or Steal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
People hated that book. The reviews.
Love that. That's like my favorite out of that series.
No, I know. And people were like, this is the worst out of the series.
People need to get over themselves. I love that one because it's like a rivals to lovers. Like they truly are rivals. They're both teachers at the same school, so they have like this rival teacher.
That's funny. People hated this book.
And then it's also like a forced proximity because he moves back into town because he was going to get married, so he left, and then his fiance like cheated on him or something.
Oh,
and then so he moves back, and then he ends up moving in the house right next to hers. So like, they're
That's
like kind of
funny.
forced, and like he's rebuilding or repairing his house, so she's constantly walking over there like, stop making all this noise. Anyways,
People hated it. Oh, of course. All wrapped
I
up in my
love that one. Oh my god, people are so brutal.
phone. People are. Jeez.
Okay. You good over
Yeah.
there?
I accidentally wrapped the cord up in my legs.
Okay. I feel like this is gonna give it away. I don't think I've ever read a bee-driven plot before. I missed before.
Oh, what driven?
A bee-driven plot before. I missed before.
Like BEE?
Yeah.
Like a
A
bug?
bee-driven plot. I can read the second
Like the
one.
bug.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, ready? I don't think this is the be-all, end-all of historical romances. The main male character's wussy behavior made me want to kick his behind. I like my heroes with more... I don't want to say it. More, man parts, so to speak.
Okay.
I don't think this is the be-all, end-all You don't have it on your shelves. We're always looking at Faith's
Yeah, I'm
shelves,
sorry. If you see us looking that way, I'm looking at my shelves. Okay,
want the last
I
one?
don't have it on my shelves, but it's something I liked.
Yeah, I don't. That's the thing. When you said earlier 5 stars, I don't think you rated this one 5 stars.
Well, yeah, like 4 and 5
but
stars.
it's like you enjoyed it. I can read the last one.
Okay, wait. Give me a second. Bees. So there's bees in the book. Have you read this book?
We both read it.
What is this? Did I read it recently?
No.
I read it like, what? Last year?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the last one?
I would like a formal apology from everyone on TikTok who swore that this book was better than the show. Dear gentle reader, it was not. In fact, one of the only redeeming qualities of this book is that without it, the world would be a darker place because the TV series would not exist. Every single change the writers and showrunners made was 100% the right call, and I will not be taking feedback. Now what do you
The
think?
Viscount who loved me? Dearest gentle readers.
No, this was like, I don't think this is the be all end all like behavior, like the amount of bee puns.
That is so funny. It's so mean. That's like the man.
No,
how his
like
dad
this is his
died.
trauma. Like this man's father died from a bee sting, and you're gonna like make fun of him for it.
Dearest gentle readers. That is so funny.
Yeah, I like could not. I was like, what
I
book
was like,
do
I know
do?
there's something I read with a bee in it. What
Yeah.
is this?
Yeah, but we read it a while ago, so I was like, I wonder if you're just gonna struggle to.
That
But
is
I felt like the
so
bee was
funny.
like a dead giveaway. But I feel like honestly, sometimes we forget about the Bridgerton books because I
Yeah.
don't know.
I haven't finished them.
We
I read,
think about
I read
them
4
more
of
like
them.
yeah. I finished them.
I want to finish
It's
them.
kind of crazy. Like I feel like that I've read them all.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay. What in the Nacho Libre was this?
Okay, it's Wild Side by
Yeah.
Elsie Silver.
And when I started reading the reviews, I was like,
Leave my man
what
alone."
does that mean? No, the next review, I'll read them all. Could his job literally have been anything else? No thanks. People hated his job. The next one is, if I could give this 0 stars, I would. I can't believe someone would love professional wrestling enough to write a book about it. So awful. So much time wasted reading it. I'm the dumb who read the whole thing.
Okay, but who said Elsie Silver loved professional wrestling?
What in the Nacho Libre was
No,
this?
because he's like a professional wrestler, but like not like wrestler, like he's like, you know, the ones that are scripted.
Like performative?
Yeah, like he's that. So it's like he has a whole character and like there's this whole storyline. So like, yeah, it's not.
I feel like I would have gotten the ick from that.
No, sometimes I was like, and I had to like not pay attention to it.
Sometimes like the way you said that.
Yeah, but I don't know. I was able to get past it because
That was so funny. Also, when when we record these episodes, sometimes we have a little moment where we're like, "That's gonna be the TikTok," and I'm like, "That's it right there."
because we make all of like the clips, so we're like,
Yeah.
as we're recording, we're like, oh, that was funny, like clip.
That was a fun part. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, literally, always have that in my mind when we start laughing. So I'm like, "Oh, that's gonna be the."
But as soon as you said Nacho Libre, I was like,
I was
okay,
like, should I read this one first? Because I don't know if it's gonna
Yeah.
give it away. But you read
Yeah.
that recently, so
yeah. But like that's like he has a whole mask and.
that was so funny.
Oh, I forgot it's my turn. I was like waiting for you to say something for me. Alright, this second one I only have 2 reviews for, but she'll definitely be able to guess it from the second one, at least. Okay. I feel like this quote was a dare. The woman wore her bitterness like a badge. The kind of person who writes a 1-star book reviews. Challenge accepted. So that was like a quote from the book.
Oh.
The woman wears her bitterness like a badge. The kind of person who writes 1-star book reviews.
Is this a romance or is
No.
this a fantasy?
No.
Is it a thriller?
Yeah.
Okay.
The second review is going to give it away, so.
Is it The Teacher?
No.
Is it okay, just go to the next one.
Okay. Take the scissors, turn the book into a paper, and hide it under a rock.
Yeah, it's is it Rock Paper Scissors?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, I couldn't remember what it was called. I was trying to say that one, but I was like, I can't remember what it's called.
No, but so many of the 1-star reviews were that quote of like, she wears her bitterness like a badge, like the girl who writes 1-star reviews. I'm like, okay, that's the one thing y'all took from this book.
Y'all really related to that line.
Yeah.
That is so funny. I liked that book. I
I
thought
really
it was
did too.
interesting.
I'm showing you my list of books.
I didn't see it. I thought that was a fun book. Sorry.
No, yeah, and
I'm
so many
sitting
of the
here, I get
reviews were
uncomfortable.
about like this stupid couple and their stupid marriage and their stupid problems. I'm like, that is literally the whole point of the book.
That
Like,
is
if
the
you
book.
didn't like the premise, why did you pick the book up? Like, literally, we know that they have marriage issues.
Sometimes when like it was literally from chapter 1, you know they
Yeah.
have marriage issues. So if that's not something
It's
you
in
want to
the
read about,
premise.
don't read it.
No, so many like it's just interesting because I'm so of the type of like if I pick a book up and I'm immediately not feeling it, I put it down.
Yeah.
Or like I read a synopsis, I'm not feeling it, I put it down. I don't have a TBR set, like I'm not like forcing myself to read a certain book. I just put it down. Like I don't need to read. Like I feel like a lot of people just have so many like lower rated books.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you just forcing yourself to read? Like what is, I don't know, my brain doesn't work like that.
Yeah. Same.
I'm just gonna pick up what sounds good, and I mean I don't like the lowest I usually rate is 3 stars, and that's not even like I hated it. That's just like, oh, it's enjoyable, but like nothing, not my favorite.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get it. People are hateful. Okay. I hope that you didn't do this one for me. If I was like 14, this would be my holy grail, but unfortunately I'm not. It is just a remix of every flipping fantasy book out there.
Is it Quicksilver?
Yeah. How did you How did you get that so fast?
I don't know, because I feel like when you said 14, it just made me think of that.
That is so
Because
funny.
I could see, I don't know, like that's just the first.
Well, let
thing
me
I
read the
thought.
other reviews. It says, I go back to book talk like a dog, checking to see if the electric fence is still on. You people love to lie. That made me laugh so hard. And this one says, the MMC's name being F. Kingfisher, like, she curses a lot. I thought it was a nickname for him until like halfway through when I learned it was his actual name.
No,
She
so
wrote a
many
whole
people
book, but
have such problems with his name being Kingfisher, and like I don't, like they're icked out by it. I'm like I don't
care for the
struggle
name,
with
but
it. Like
but
obviously
most
it's
of the
not
book they just call him Fisher. So I'm like, you don't even really have
Yeah.
to see it that often.
Also, I feel like I don't know. I just when I read it, I was like, okay, Kingfisher, like this was his name. Like
It's not the biggest deal.
y'all need to chill out.
I said, like, I don't know. People pick the
Weirdest things.
Weirdest things to hate
picky
on.
about. Yeah. That was crazy. I did not
that you
know.
got it off of that.
No, I don't think I almost did Quicksilver, but I was like, I swear you're gonna do it, so I'm not gonna do it. Okay. It's hard because like some of the funny ones are so obvious.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Spent more time rolling my eyes than actually reading. Already ours right out of the gate. Okay. For the first time ever, I will let the haters have their day because there is more chemistry between a slice of bologna and white bread than there is between the FMC and the MMC. As a matter of fact, there was no reason for this book to even exist in the first place since this person's... Actually, I can't say that. Since this book was just a plot device for the main book anyway.
Have I read this recently?
Well, no.
I don't know. Do you have another one?
That was the last one. You're going to get it. Take a shot of water for each sticky bun I read, and I have water intoxication.
Is it powerless or is it reckless or fearless? Is powerful?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
So that's what... I'm not going to...
Oh, because it was like...
That's, like, this is what the third review was saying, but I don't want to spoil anything. But yeah. I was like, I kind of wanted to do Fearless, but I felt like you might do it.
I didn't actually.
So I was like, let me not. And then I was like, maybe I could do Powerful, because I feel like you wouldn't have gone for that one.
That's so...
Yeah.
I hate when people hate on
People
those
were
books.
brutal, and they're like, why does this exist? And so many people were like, this better have been worth it for, like, Reckless. I'm like, well, it's not for Reckless, but it is for Fearless. Like, just calm down. Like, it's just... Also, so many people were, like, talking about how they knew they weren't going to like it because they already knew the ending. But I'm like, that is literally the point. Like, this is just a backstory. Like, getting... It's like any other prequel out there.
Yeah. But that's the thing is, like, there's a whole plot line, like, a huge plot line in Powerful that we didn't know about because...
Yeah. And it does play into the actual series itself. Like, it's not pointless once you actually finish
Yeah.
the series.
If you haven't read them yet, you have to read
Please.
Powerful before you read Fearless. You can read it after Reckless, it doesn't matter. But
Also, do not read Powerful before Fearless. Before Powerless, someone in there in the reviews read it before Powerless. And I was like, you
Well,
just
because they
spoiled the end of, like,
That's
part of the end of Powerless for
crazy.
yourself. So do not read it until you read Powerless. You can read it after Powerless, after Reckless, but you need to read it in between Powerless and the last book. Like,
I guess this isn't an Assassin's Blade
Yeah.
situation.
No,
Like,
this
you
is
don't read this
like-
before.
yeah, this
That
is
is
like you.
so
cannot-
crazy. They just
No, when I
ruined it
saw
for
that, I was like,
themselves.
no way, you chose to do that.
That is so crazy. Okay.
If you know what we're talking about, you understand.
All right, ready?
Okay.
There's this quote in the book that says, "Whatever story you tell yourself about your life, that's the one that'll be true. I choose to tell the story of my life where I never read this book." Thank you.
See, the thing is, I don't ever remember quotes, so
I just thought that
Doing
was
nothing
so
but
funny. Okay, ready?
this is a romance.
Yes. Okay, this one will either, if you remember the person's name from the book, it'll give it away. If not, the next one will. I read a quote this week that said something along the lines of, "Life is too short to finish a book you don't like. I should have listened. Oh, and Charlie Yates eats cereal with water."
Charlie Yates
Yeah.
eats cereal with water.
It's the MMC.
Is this betting on you?
No.
Charlie Yates.
Okay, ready? This wasn't either a romance or a comedy, just a bunch of whining and missed stupid understandings. Think about the words that I said.
Romance.
This was neither.
The rom-commers?
Yeah. I forgot that he ate cereal with water. That is so
That's
weird.
nasty. Wait, what was
That's
that?
the thing about me is I just like skip over stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, sometimes you just gotta rewrite the book in your head, y'all. Like, some plot points don't exist to me.
what were you saying?
Wait, what was the last one again?
This was neither a or before that.
Yeah, sorry.
I read a quote this week that said something along the lines of, "Life is too short to finish a book you don't like. I should have listened. Oh, and Charlie Yates eats cereal." Do you mean the first one? Eat cereal with water.
Did you read all of them?
Yeah.
What was the last? Oh,
The first one is, there's this quote in the book that says, "Whatever story you tell yourself about your life, that's the one that'll be true. I choose to tell the story of my life where I never read this book. Thank you." There was also a review, and I almost did this one, but it was saying, and I don't know if you remember this plot line, but it was saying, because the FMC has like curly red hair,
yeah.
and it was like, if this girl brings up a guy not wanting to kiss her because she has curly red hair one more time, because that's like a whole thing for her. She feels like she's unattractive because she has curly red hair. I'm like, girl, that's beautiful. Like, what is wrong? Like, why are you?
This isn't 2001 anymore. Like,
Also, the book just like annoyed me a little bit for the aspect of, because this was you liked this more than I did.
Yeah.
But she basically like won't go follow her dream because she feels like she has to help take care of her dad because
Yeah.
he's like sick or whatever. And I'm like, but she's already been doing it for like 10 years. And I'm like, girl, it's always, I can't do anything for me because I have to do everything for everybody else. I'm like, you can do things for other people and also do things for yourself. It doesn't have to be
Yeah.
one or the other.
I feel like it was just she. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes that type of stuff annoys me, but also in some books, like, it doesn't for some reason. And I think it just depends on how the author writes it.
I feel like because
There's
this
no, like-
this is Catherine Center, and she wrote the rom-commers, and then what was the other one? The
Bodyguard.
Bodyguard. I like the Bodyguard more than I like the rom-commers.
Yeah.
But
I really like the Bodyguard.
yeah, it was I liked the Bodyguard. That was fun.
Let me do. What am I on? Okay. Well, actually, I only have one left because we already did Divine Rivals and.
Oh well, I only have one after this anyway.
Okay. All right. Okay. The FMC and the MMC are two of the most blandest characters I've ever had to read about. There's probably more flavor in a glass of water that's been on your bedside table for a few days.
How do people come up with these kind of insults? Oh my god.
Reading this book is like seeing your preteen cousin at Christmas and them telling you every single inside joke they have ever had with their BFF in one long run-on sentence as you feel your last brain cell suffocate and drown.
What?
No inkling.
No.
I feel like that one like kind of makes sense, but if like obviously you're going in blind, so you don't know what they're talking about. Okay. Imagine for a second you meet a nice couple and ask them how they met. You expect a response that takes 5 minutes maximum, but they somehow go on for 11 hours. Or they put an exclamation mark, so like 11 hours. That's exactly what this book feels like. At the end of the 11-hour response, you honestly couldn't give Why can I never talk? Couldn't give less of a poop about the couple or their lives and regret asking in the first place. Now that I finally finished, I can officially say the number of people they met on vacation can be counted on one hand. I randomly stumbled upon the fact that in some regions this book is titled You and Me on Vacation, and much more boring title that fits the story like a glove.
So the people we meet on vacation?
Yeah.
That is so funny. It's been so long since I read that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, people are such haters. That's the thing. That one's Emily Henry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am actually not a big fan of Emily Henry. I think I've read like 4 or 5 of her books at this point. I don't know. But I always go into them like, because you always see on BookTok people like, oh my gosh, this book changed my life. So then I read it and I'm like, what? But People We Meet on Vacation was the one of hers that I really liked.
Yeah. No, that's when the one that was like your preteen cousin going on about everything in their lives, or like the saying that they tell you an 11-hour long thing, but it's like, I think they're saying that because you follow Poppy and Alex throughout this book, throughout their like entire adult lives.
Yeah.
Like of them knowing each other. Like you follow them when they meet each other and then like go through. So like, yeah, you get the backstory, but it's like the ending of the book, it's not as good if you're not getting all that backstory.
Yeah, like it's because the whole time like you're in present day where they had a falling out, and you're in the past before the falling out, so you're slowly meeting up to where what caused the falling out.
Yeah.
But that's funny.
Speaking of that book, the movie's gonna come out soon.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do an episode on it. So if you haven't read the book, read it now.
Yeah, we're gonna do a reread because I read it in like 2022.
Once they release announce the release date, we're gonna reread it because we want to like talk about it, and we really like that book.
Is there a date yet?
I looked it up and I cannot find anything.
It's crazy to me that people have already seen it.
No, that's the thing. People have already seen it, so I'm like, it's done. When is it gonna actually come out, and why is there no release date anywhere?
There's no release date yet. Well,
I feel like it has to be out by the end of this year.
Oh, for sure. I wonder if it's gonna come out in the summer because.
But like, I feel like they usually, I don't know. How far ahead do they announce release dates?
I have no idea. It's also a Netflix release, right?
Oh.
I thought.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah, we're gonna go see it in theaters or what?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna be in theaters.
Rent out a private theater and like.
Okay, last one here. All right. I don't know if this is gonna give it away right off the bat. Okay, I'm gonna read this one first.
Okay.
The book title is exactly what I imagined you'd get if you took all the worst parts of early 2000s Tumblr and Wattpad? Wattpad? Why can my brain not say that right? What is it?
Wattpad.
I can't say it. And ran them through a random TikTok buzzwords generator. The book reads like it was written in hopes that it becomes a movie. This is not a compliment.
So it's a romance book, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Okay, next one is FMC is the smallest girl ever.
Is this Binding 13?
No.
Dang it.
Okay, then I don't know if you're gonna know it. Dear goodness, I hated this so much. The whole small thing made me want to snap my Kindle in half.
Is it the hating game?
No.
Okay, wait. What?
Okay, so the first review, blank for the blank, is exactly what I imagine you'd get if you took all the worst parts of early 2000s.
Is that like a play on the title?
Yeah.
Blink for the blink?
Yeah.
Something for something. Have I read this recently?
A few months ago. I'll read more of the review because it's a long one. The author clearly believes that having your characters trauma dump over and over and over again will substitute for plot, and it just doesn't work that way, I fear.
Oh? Is this a young adult?
No.
Did I read this year or last year?
Let me go look.
I have, and I want to be able to guess this. I want to be able to.
Think about the title, Blink for the Blink. Oh, wait. I'm typing your name into the search bar on Goodreads.
Oh my gosh. Blink for the Blink.
Let's see when you read it.
Oh? Is this like an author I read other books from?
Yeah, a lot.
A lot?
Mm-hmm. Trying to find when you read it.
Why can I not?
Oh. I guess it was farther than I thought.
Is it an Elsie Silver book?
Okay, you read it in August.
Oh, that's a bit ago.
You rated it 5 stars. You sobbed, apparently.
Okay, that's hard because I sob at a lot of books. Is it Abby Jimenez?
Yeah.
Just for the summer?
Yeah.
Wait, so what were those reviews again?
Let me read them.
It's like I need a refresher on.
Okay. So the first one was the one that said, "Just for the summer is exactly what I imagined you'd get if you took all the worst parts of early 2000s Tumblr and Wattpad."
Literally,
Wattpad.
what does that mean?
And ran them through a random TikTok buzzword generator. I can't say it right now.
Wattpad.
I don't know why.
What bed?
It's not computing in my brain. Every time I go to say it, my brain.
What?
Okay. And then FMC is the smallest girl ever. Like half the reviews were about how I guess she talks about.
I literally don't remember that.
I guess she's constantly referred to as small. So this person said the whole small thing made me want to snap my Kindle in half.
Sorry, y'all. That did not stick out to me.
It is so funny. I don't know. Abby Jimenez books get a lot of negative reviews. They also get a lot of good ones, but I've only read one of her books so far, and I think that was enough for me to not want to read more.
But did I ruin it because
a little bit?
Also just not I don't know.
Well, it's not that it's. I like a romance book,
Yeah.
but I honestly prefer more of a lighthearted romance book.
Yeah. But that's the thing is like I like so many different things. Like if I'm in the mood to sob over some characters, like I know that an Abby Jimenez book, I'm gonna, because she just writes characters that deal with really real life things. Like the last book,
Sailor, remember me?
yeah, her mother, like she meets the guy and they go on the date and they like have such a good time, but then she like has to move back home because her mother has dementia, and like her whole family, they're all trying to take care of her mother because obviously she has dementia, but it's like a very hands-on illness, and there's so many things that it's just like keeping them apart from each other, and they're trying to do long distance and they're trying to make it work, and it's just like it didn't feel ridiculous. Like I felt like they both had valid reasons, like valid things that were in their home states, like keeping them apart from each other, and like they just grow to love each other over the book, and it's just like the desperation they had to be with each other, and like imagine you just had to live like, I mean, you know how it is, like you just want to see your husband. Like I was sobbing. That's the first time I sobbed to an audiobook because I was listening to it and I was like crying. I was like, okay, I need to put this down and read it because it was just I feel like she writes very like real life situations, and it's like when I'm in the mood for that, she does well. And then like when I'm in the mood for a fluffy romance, obviously that. But yeah, I don't know. But also, like, not everyone's writing is for everyone. Like, some authors you can love and other people won't. And that's just, I don't know. The fun part of reading is everyone has a different experience. And
I feel like I'll try another one of hers eventually. I just feel like every time I go to, like, start one of her books.
Stop looking at reviews. Like, I gotta
not the reviews. The synopsis never seems interesting to me. So I don't know.
They might just not be your jam. But
yeah.
I love a good cry sometimes. That's like sometimes I think about how we talk about Colleen Hoover and like how we don't want to read that devastation. And it's like I don't want to read hers, but I'll read other people's devastating books. But I feel
but the way that Colleen Hoover's are like trauma.
Yeah.
And like insane. It's like
I don't know. There's not really a good ending.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was
depressing. Her books are so depressing. Okay, sorry.
Also, I was thinking about like if we did the opposite of this, like 5-star over 1-star, but like I don't know, even we don't have 1 stars, And I feel like we don't really have books that we really didn't enjoy.
Yeah.
Like, we each maybe have one.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, is like, we don't continue reading a book if we know we're not liking it.
Yeah.
Just put it down.
Yeah. I hardly DNF. I think I've only ever DNF'd 2 books.
But also, I don't count, like, if I pick up a book and read a chapter or something, like, I don't really count that as DNF.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Like, that's just me, like, sampling it and seeing if I'm going to read it, and then, yeah.
They opened one last year. I think it was called, like, Coconut Creek or something like that. It was like
It's a Christmas book.
Yeah.
I remember you opening that.
And I was like, I read like 3 chapters and I just never wanted to pick it up again.
Yeah.
And I just didn't. I meant to, like, in my mind I was like, oh yeah, I'll finish eventually, and I just didn't. So I just offloaded off my Kindle.
Yeah. There's this one author that Faith and I both read one of her books, and I think it was called, like, Falling Something. Let me look. Funny Feelings.
Oh.
And, like, we both rated it, like, 3. Like, it was enjoyable, but, like, we both felt, like, at least me, I felt like towards the middle I just, like, started losing
Didn't
interest.
really care.
I was like, I don't care anymore. Like, is it called synopsis?
I think so.
Okay, that, like, seemed really interesting to me, but it fell off. And then I tried to read 2 other books from her, and the same exact thing happened. We're in the middle. Like, I got legit 50% through, and I was like, I don't care anymore. And I was like, it sucks because I got 50%, but I just set them down. I was like, I'm okay.
Like we've said before, like, we are not that hard to please when it comes to books. So if we set it down, like, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, also just, it's just
That's
interesting
how, like,
to me.
A Fate Inked in Blood, that one. Sheesh. I feel like I want to come back to it because I know people really love it. I got like 69% through and I just could not take it anymore. It honestly might have been, no, I think I was like 80% through.
No, you literally were
I almost
done.
finished that. And I'm like, first of all, like, I was losing my interest so much, so I kept resorting to audiobooks. I do that a lot. Like, if it's not holding my attention when I'm holding, like, it in the Kindle, I'll just do audio. But the audio, they're like Scottish, so
You can't understand things.
I couldn't understand half the things they were saying. And so I was like, I don't know, I feel like I was losing interest.
I'm like, there's 2.
Yeah, I
like,
don't know.
I hate this saying, life is too short. But I'm like, life is too short to just read a book that you're not enjoying.
Yeah.
Like, just put it down. There's
I don't know.
so many other
now
books.
the author's coming out with the second one and it's just a duology. Part of me is like, maybe I should try.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just not.
I don't think there's anything wrong with, like, going back and just seeing.
Yeah. Seeing if it hits this time.
But, like, just don't. I don't know. Do people do that? Like, just don't force yourself to read a book if you're not
Yeah.
feeling it, enjoying it, whatever.
But anyway, thanks so much for watching. We were thinking, so, I don't know, we just chit chat a little bit. There's so many books coming out this year that we're excited about, like more and more that we're finding out about that are coming out, especially like in September and October time.
Yeah.
And some of them, like we were kind of talking about, Lila Sage has a book coming out.
Called
September?
Soul Searching.
Yeah, like
September
the last day of
30th.
September. And so we were like, oh, we should do her as the book club for October. But her books always have at least like one scene of spice in them.
Yeah.
And so we think for our book club, like, because we obviously skip, but for our book club, we're
not trying to necessarily promote that.
So we don't want to choose that book. But we think what we'll just do is when there's new releases coming out from authors we love, we'll just do an review episode of it. So like what I wish we had started, because we started this podcast like a few weeks or like a month and a half after Onyx Storm come out. I'm like, I wish we would have had it going for that.
I know.
But like, yeah, so we'll just do like reviews for like, books that like new releases. Because there's so many coming out that we're excited about.
Like we have so far Soul Searching,
Accomplice to the Villain,
sorry. I know there's a few more.
There's the second one in the Blonde Identity.
Yeah, we're
there's
so
like
excited for that. So I think also like it's not necessarily book club, but we can probably let y'all know like on Instagram and TikTok when books are coming out that we're really excited for that aren't our book club book, that we're reading them, so you guys can try to read along too and listen to the episode. Like obviously if you see the episode and you read it, great, but just to let y'all know that like, oh, we're probably going to do an episode on these because we want to talk about books and nothing holding us back from just doing an episode no matter what.
Yeah, it's just fun.
It doesn't have to be the official book club episode.
Sometimes it's fun to be able to talk about a book without having to hold back from spoilers, because that's the fun part. You know what I mean? It's like getting into the nitty-gritty.
For a reason.
So anyway, that's the episode.
Thanks for listening.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.